this video, we are going to study about Business Studies first chapter, that is Nature and Purpose of Business. Before going ahead with the main topic of business, it is very important to understand what is human activity. So, human activity are those activities which are performed by human beings for satisfying of their needs. This human activity is divided into two categories, that is economic activities and non-economic activities. Let us first check out with the economic activity. So economic activities are those activities which are done with the aim of earning money, whereas non-economic activities are those activities which are done to satisfy social, emotional or psychological needs. It is done to provide a service. It is never done to earn money. It is done out of love, sympathy or affection. Now, this economic activity is again divided into three categories, that is business, next is profession, and the last one is employment. Let us start with what is profession. So profession is an economic activity which requires both the knowledge as well as the skill. The person who is engaged in the profession is known as professional, whereas the fees which he earns or the money which he earns is known as professional fees. Now let us see what is employment. Employment is an occupation where people work for others and get remuneration, where remuneration means salary or wages. The people who work for others is known as employee, whereas the people who give work to others is known as employer. Now let us check out the third economic activity, and that is business. So business refers to production, purchase and sale of goods or services with the main aim of earning profit. This is the main definition of business. So business refers to those economic activities which are connected with production, purchase and sale of goods or services with the main aim of earning profit. Now let us check out with the characteristics of business. The first characteristics of business is economic activity. The business is an economic activity as it aims at earning money and livelihood. This business is never done out of love, affection or psychological reason. Next, we have the second characteristics of business, that is production of goods. The production of goods can be done either by acquiring it from the producer or manufacturing the goods by themselves. After this, we have the third characteristics of business, that is sale of goods. Sale of goods means exchange of goods. If the goods are purchased for self-consumption or gifting it to others, then it will not be considered as a business activity. But if the goods are purchased for resale, then it will be considered as a business activity. Next, we have the fourth characteristics of business, that is dealing in goods on regular basis. A single transaction of purchase or sale is not considered as business, but dealing of goods on a regular basis is considered as a business activity. After this, we have the fifth characteristics of business, that is profit earned. Here, if the goods are sold at low cost or at free of cost, that is charity, then that business cannot survive for a long duration of time. So, every business organization should aim at earning adequate profit. After this, we have the last characteristics of business, that is uncertainty of return. There always exists uncertainty of return that the businessman may earn on his investment. It is not certain as to what amount of profit will be earned. There is always a possibility of loss in spite of best effort put by these businessmen. So these were the 6 characteristics of business. Now let us check out with the classification of business activity. So business activities are classified into two categories. First, industry, and second is commerce. First, we'll start with industry. So, industries are the economic activities which converts raw material into useful products. Industries also include production, processing, rearing and reproduction of animals or other living species. Now, this industry is again classified into three categories. First, primary industry, second, secondary industry, and the third is tertiary industry. We'll start with primary industry. Primary industries are those industries which are concerned with extraction of natural resources and reproduction of living species. Now, this primary industry is again classified into two categories, that is extractive industry and genetic industry. We'll learn about extractive industries first. So, this extractive industries are those industries which involve extraction of something from natural resources. For example, minerals from earth or fishes from the river or sea. After this, we have the second category of primary industry, that is genetic industry. Genetic industries are those industries which involve in the activities of rearing and breeding of living organisms. For example, rearing of plants in the nursery or dairy farming, even your poultry farming comes under the category of your genetic industry. After this, we have the second category of industry, that is secondary industry. Secondary industries are those industries which make use of products which are extracted and produced by primary industries as their raw material and produce finished goods. This secondary industry is again classified into two categories. First is manufacturing industry and the second one is construction industry. We'll begin with manufacturing industry. So, manufacturing industries are those industries which convert raw material or semi-finished goods into finished goods. We have further classification of manufacturing industry. Manufacturing industry is classified into analytical industry, synthetical industry, assembling industry, and processing industry. We'll check out with all these industries one by one. Let us begin with the first industry, that is analytical industry. Analytical industries are those industries in which the basic raw material is being broken into different parts to produce finished goods. For example, crude oil. Crude oil is the raw material which has been broken down into various finished goods like diesel, petroleum, kerosene oil or gasoline. After this, we have the second category as synthetical industry. Synthetical industries are those industries in which two or more materials are mixed to manufacture new products. For example, soap, paint, cosmetics, etc. The third category is assembling industry. Assembling industries are those industries in which various finished products are combined to produce a new product. For example, manufacturing of computers, television, and even watches, etc. The last category of manufacturing industry is processing industry. Processing industries are those industries in which raw material is processed through various stages of production and then finished goods are being manufactured. For example, sugar industries, textile industries, and even your iron and steel industries comes under the category of processing industry. After this, we have the second category of secondary industry, that is construction industry. Construction industries are concerned with construction of buildings, dams, roads, etc. Engineering and architectural skill are an important part of construction industry. After this, let us check out with the last classification of industry, that is tertiary industries. Tertiary industries are the industries which provide services which facilitate a smooth flow of goods and services. These industries help in the activities of primary and secondary industries. For example, banking, insurance, advertising, transportation, warehousing, etc. So these were the classification of industry. Now let us check out with the classification of commerce. Before going ahead with the classification of commerce, it is important to understand the definition of commerce. So the definition of commerce is all those activities which are necessary for sale, transfer and exchange of goods and services. Commerce is divided into two categories, that is trade and auxiliaries to trade. Let us first understand what is trade. So trade is buying and selling of goods and services with the main aim of earning profit. This trade is again divided into two categories. One is internal trade and another one is external trade. So internal trade is also known as home trade. Internal trade means buying and selling of goods within the geographical boundaries of a country. Internal trade is again divided into two categories, that is wholesale and retail. Wholesale trades are those trade in which buying and selling of goods and services in large quantity directly from the manufacturer and selling these goods to the retailers in small quantity. After this we have retail trade. Retail trade is buying and selling of goods and services in small quantity from the manufacturer or wholesaler and then selling these goods to the ultimate customer. This is known as your retail trade. After this we have the external trade. External trade is also known as foreign trade. It refers to buying and selling of goods and services beyond the geographical limit of the country. External trade is also divided into three categories: import, export and interport. Import trade refers to buying of goods from a foreign country, whereas export trade means to sell the goods to a foreign country. Now let us understand what is interport. It refers to import of goods for the purpose of export. In interport, the goods are purchased from a foreign country but not for consumption in the home country but for selling these goods to the other foreign countries. Now let us check out with the next bifurcation of trade, that is auxiliaries to trade. Auxiliaries to trade refers to those activities which helps in smooth flow of purchase and sale of goods. The various auxiliaries to trade are: first, transportation and communication, then warehousing, after that we have insurance, next is banking and finance, and the last one is advertising. Let us check out with all these auxiliaries to trade one by one. Transportation and communication. It involves all those activities which are taken for the movement of goods from one place to another. Transportation overcomes the hindrance of place. Warehousing. It is concerned with storing of goods in order to facilitate their supply to the market at the right time. Warehousing removes the hindrance of time. Insurance. It involves all those activities which are concerned with providing protection from various kinds of risk. Banking and finance. It involves all those activities which are concerned with providing finance for various business activities. Banking and financial institute overcomes the hindrance of finance. Advertising. It involves all those activities which are concerned with providing information about the product to the consumer. This is the summary of classification of business activity which we have learned just now. Thank you.